Holy fucking shit, how did I do this entire video and forget about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Hello, and welcome back aboard the Good Airship Hopium. I'm your host and captain, Snappydude, and today we have the Walmart of hero shooters. Everybody loves it, everybody hates it. Overwatch. This is my first Overwatch match back in 2 years, and I kind of wondered what the game would be like stepping back into it after 2 years. It's one of those things where Overwatch is a game where when I step away from it, I'm not necessarily having a bad time, I'm just kind of bored of it. And when I come back to it, I oftentimes find myself very reluctant. There's a lot of negativity that flies around about this game, even if I don't fully buy into it. Granted, Overwatch isn't my favorite game, but I don't think it's the worst game in the world. Yet somehow, outside of actually playing Overwatch, I'm pretty much just inundated with constant negativity about the game. And it always kind of sinks in and takes root and just makes me not want to come back to the game. And maybe that's a problem for other people too, because it definitely is for me, and maybe that's why Overwatch has struggled so much since it came back out. Don't get me wrong, and there's a lot of problems with Overwatch 2 that I don't think are perfect, but I also don't think it, like I said, is the worst example of a hero shooter on the market. I just think it's painfully generic. It doesn't do anything particularly over-the-top amazingly. It doesn't do anything super bad. I mean, there's always worse examples of almost everything that Overwatch does bad. There's probably somebody else that does it the same thing, just a little bit worse. Anyway, this is my first game back since Ramatra launched, and Ramatra was this beautiful creature who I thought was going to be like a DPS support character, and I was super excited. He's got a wand, and he looked like a mage, and I was super hyped for this fucking guy, and he was a tank. And it kind of... It put a damper on me, I'm not going to lie. Also, at that time, I was stepping away to play Pokemon Unite, and that eventually led to the Gigantic Throwback event, which eventually led to me playing Gigantic, and I've just not had a reason to step back into Overwatch. And even since I've been gone, I knew they were adding new characters, but the only characters I had really seen were Juno, who's this character that looks a little bit too much like a character from Apex Legends for me. She's a healer, and Lifeweaver. These are the only two out of all the characters they added that I knew anything about. And while they're both interesting, Juno has all these sort of speed boosts. She kind of reminds me of the Tracer of healers, and Lifeweaver has some neat mechanics like this platform thingamajig. Neither of them would sell me on coming back to the game. It's weird because I feel like most of the characters they've added since I've been gone have clearly been support characters. And the game clearly had the smallest amount of characters in that particular class. But it's just... none of these characters feel like very interesting at all. They all just feel kind of generic. And this is a guy coming from a guy who likes healers and likes playing support and only pretty much plays support in Overwatch. None of these characters made me go, wow, I sure missed that. I'm sad that I was gone. None of them did. So we have, like I said, we have Juno, and she's all about, like, the Tracer of supports, and we have Lifeweaver, who's, you know, he's kind of neat. He's got a platform that he can stand on and rise up into the sky. Then we got this generic chick with a gun that shoots sunshine. The gun kind of looks like a sword, and she can lay down a healing beacon, and she is probably the most painfully generic of all the new characters. And, oh, we have Dig Dug over here in the DPS category, and Dig Dug's pretty cool. I like him. I think he's got a neat kit. I think he's probably the most interesting kit out of everybody that has been added since I left. I think the idea of having somebody that can burrow under the ground and shoot drills, and I think his kit could probably be a little bit better, but I think it's interesting to have a person that can dig under the ground. I think that's cool. I don't know why. It's different. Nobody else has something where they can dig under the ground, but hey, there's plenty of people that can shoot lasers and lay down nodes, but hey, you know, we needed this lady. We did. Yeah, I was painfully underwhelmed by the characters that got added while I was gone, and now I'm here, and I'm playing the game, and not a lot has changed. I've said a lot of times over the years that I don't like the Overwatch gameplay loop, and I don't think that's changed. It's not a bad gameplay loop, but like I said, it's just like everything else about Overwatch. It's just painfully average. And I've never been able to figure out exactly why, but I think I've been slowly narrowing it down since I got back on this game. It's the fact that there's only one objective. Because I kept thinking, that's all you do on Gigantic too, is you go and you play an objective and you fight over objectives, and that's all Gigantic is too. But even on Rush Mode, Gigantic doesn't get nearly as stale as Overwatch. And I've not been able to really figure out why. And I think I've slowly figured it out. It's because there's only one objective, and you are so solely focused on it that you're not focused on the map as much. Even in Gigantic, let's say Clash Mode, you're moving around between 2 points. You're shifting back and forth between those points. You're going to meet at places in the middle. You're going to meet places on both ends of the map. You're going to meet at the different points. You're going to be pushing forward to points past those points into new points. You're going to be pushing back and forth. It's a tug of war between the various points on the map. And yeah, there are only ever really 2 active played points at a time most of the time. But it creates this variety and this shifting dynamic across the map where things are happening in different locations. Every single time you play, you're going to get in fights in different spots on the map. Every single time you play, things are going to be different. In Overwatch, everything is so painfully handheld for you. You're just kind of shoehorned into playing one objective. You're focused on the objective. You're not focused really on, yeah, you can take a couple different routes to get to the objective, but it's always the same. And I'm finding now that I'm back that that's painfully what is kills the game for me. You're just funneled through basically the most generic of map designs to the location you need to be at, and then you're there and you play and you solely focus on that, and you don't move away from the objective. You play around the objective. Even the objectives that move, you're stuck on the objective. You're not out exploring the map, walking around the map, trying to get new angles. I mean, you are a little bit, but not nearly to the degree you are in other games. You're so solely focused on the objective in Overwatch, moving that payload, sitting and camping on that spot, that you're sort of tethered. You're sort of guided along a path, and that's boring. It means everything kind of comes down to playing the same game after game, and it gets generic and it gets old really, really fast. And all of the other side modes in the arcade are just god-awful. Anyway, I'm back. It's fun. But I don't know how long it'll hold my attention. And, you know, that's all I can really say on the matter. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. I hope you like Overwatch or Gigantic or whatever hero shooter you're playing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for visiting my channel. If you like this, please give it a like and subscribe. Like I said, this is my first match back after 2 years, and I don't see myself stepping away anytime soon. I do like Overwatch, even if it is generic. It's fun. Until next time, guys, Snappydude out, y'all. Bye.